go on to the class 2 cavity. Here you can see the class 2 cavity on dental stone model. Okay, so before naming the line angles and point angles of the class 2 cavity, we should know what are the walls of the class 2 cavity. So first of all, we start from the distal side. This is the distal wall, as you noticed in the class 1 cavity. So this will be also called as distal wall, and this wall that is directed toward the facial side, this will be called as facial wall, and the wall that is directed toward the lingual side will be called as lingual wall. Okay, so and the wall that is present on the floor of the cavity, this wall here you can say in blue color, this wall will be called as pulpal wall or pulpal floor, you can say as well. And now we go on the other side. We have this wall that are you seeing in pink color. This wall will be called as axial wall. Why it is called axial wall? Because this wall, one thing, that this wall is internal wall and that is present along the long axis of the tooth, so that's why we call it axial wall. And the other thing is that this wall is internal wall as well, because these walls are also present along the axial walls. These are the facial wall and this is the lingual wall. This is the facial wall, this is the lingual wall, but these walls are external walls. This wall is internal wall inside the cavity, so that's why we call it axial wall and along the long axis of the tooth. Okay, so we have this and the last one we have gingival wall. So we have discussed the walls. Quick review: this is distal wall, facial wall, lingual wall, this is a pulpal wall, this is axial wall, and this is facial wall in the proximal box, and this is lingual wall in the proximal box, and this is gingival wall in the proximal box. So we start with the line angles. So first of all, we have this line angle. We have to name this. This is facial surface and this is distal, so this will be called distofacial line angle. And similarly on the other side we have lingual wall and this is distal wall, so this will be called as distolingual line angle. And in the base, this will be called as this is distal wall and this is distal wall and this is pulpal wall, so this will be called as distopulpal line angle. Three line angles we have discussed on the distal side. So if we move on the other side, here you can appreciate this is facial wall and this is pulpal. So this line angle that are you seeing in this cavity, this will be called as faciopulpal line angle, and this is the fourth one. And the fifth one is linguopulpal line angle. Here you can see between the pulpal wall and lingual wall and pulpal wall. Fifth we have discussed. Now if we go on the sixth, so this is the sixth one. Here you can appreciate this is pulpal wall, axial wall, so this will be called axiopulpal line angle. And the seventh one is between this is facial wall and axial wall, so this will be called as axiofacial line angle. Similarly on the other side, eighth one is axial wall, lingual wall, axiolingual line angle. Eighth one is between the axial wall and gingival wall. This will be called as axiogingival line angle. We have discussed 9. So we 10th one is facial wall, gingival wall, so this will be called as faciogingival line angle. And the 11th one is gingival wall and lingual wall, so this will be called as linguogingival line angle. So these are the line angles of the class 2 cavity. Now we have to name the point angles. So it has 6 point angles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 are present on the distal side and 4 are present on the axial wall corners, 4 corners of the axial wall. You can remember it easily that 2 are present on the distal side and 4 are present on the 4 corners of the axial wall. So we have to name these. First of all, we have this line angle. Here 3 walls are meeting. First one is facial, distal and pulpal, so this will be called as distofaciopulpal point angle. And similarly on the other side, this is lingual wall, pulpal wall, distal wall, so this point angle will be called as distolinguopulpal point angle. We have discussed 2 point angles. Now we have third one. This is this point angle. Here you can appreciate, and this is fourth one, and this is sixth one, and this is eighth one. So we have to name this one. We 3 walls that are meeting are pulpal, facial and axial, so this will be called axiofaciopulpal point angle. And similarly on the other side, pulpal, axial and lingual, so this will be called as axiolinguopulpal point angle. Similarly here you can see this is the point angle lingual axial and gingival. So this will be called as axiolinguogingival point angle. And the last one we have gingival, facial and axial. So this will be called as axiofacio-gingival point angle. So these are the point angles of the class 2 cavity. Now we move forward to the class